Hi, I'm Paul Pasolka, IB Masters Learning Center at IBMasters.com, and today we're going to look at the 17th question from Digital SAT Test 3, Module 1, number 17 reads, which choice completes the text so that it conforms to the conventions of standard English? Whenever it asks this exact question, conforms to the conventions of standard English, you want to look at the answer choices first. Because depending on what you see in the answer choice is going to tell you which way to take this sentence. So the first words I see were, are, and is. They are verbs. Once you identify them as verbs, you want to test it, they. If only one works for it, and that's the only one that doesn't work for they, then you know you have your answer. Or vice versa. If only one works for they, and it's the only one that doesn't work for it, then you know you've got your answer. So here goes. It were a smaller form version. Doesn't sound good. It are smaller form versions. Doesn't sound good. We already checked were, but it were smaller foam versions does not make sense. It is a smaller foam version does make sense. Let's make sure that this is the only one that does not work for they. They were a smaller foam version. Sounds good. They are smaller foam versions. Barring the singular plural, they are, you would say they are, and we already said they were makes sense, but smaller singular form, smaller foam versions. They make sense with were. They is does not make sense. So these going to be your answer. You can mark it and move on. Now, let's actually look at the sentence and identify the subject. By the way, I'd recommend you just mark it and move on, but stick around to see the subject. Professional American football player Fred Cox invented one of the world's most popular toys. In the 1970s, he came up with the idea for the Nerf football, which blank of the harder, heavier regulation football. So what's a subject? Nerf football, or just football. You'd say the Nerf football. You would not say the Nerf football were a smaller foam version. You would not say the Nerf football are smaller foam versions. You would not say the Nerf football were smaller foam versions. You would say the Nerf football is a smaller foam version of the harder and heavier regulation football. Now you might have been thinking, hey, there's a shift in verb tense here. And you were thinking that this should be past tense, is present tense. But you have invented, he did invent it a while ago, but it's still around, and it is a smaller foam version of the harder, heavier regulation football today. So there's shift in verb tense, but it's fine. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has difficulty with subject-verb agreement. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Check out our 1-minute video. If you go to YouTube, IB Masters Learning Center, find a playlist. The shorter videos are just below these longer videos once you find your test and module number. Have a great day.